Double trouble? Who is that guy? It's me. That's right. We've got a mega heat wave and storms like this sweeping across the United States. But there is some hope. There could be a cool down on the horizon. That's good because I'm shocked. But when will it arrive and who's going to get hit by the hardest storms? I'm going to have all that and more in today's forecast starting now. I wonder if I could slide down this shelf cloud. Whee! Hey, what's up, guys? Meteorologist Stormcat 5 here. I'm in the Cat 5 Center. Happy Saturday evening to you all. We've got a lot to talk about in today's forecast, including storms, including heat, and when will that cool down come? Let's first start by taking a look at the visible satellite here. Notice how much of the eastern United States is dealing with unsettled weather right now. All of those clouds that you're seeing, these are all pretty much storms that are bubbling up and bubbling down in the daytime heat. We also have this disturbance up here in Minnesota, our Minnesota brethren. You guys are having that cold front sweep through, and that could actually be the beginning parts of that cool down we were talking about. But look at this, our western brethren, you guys are almost cloud free, except for a couple of things popping in the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. Okay, so let's first start with the upper level pattern, and then I'm going to show you the storms, and then I'm going to show you the cool down. So here's what we got for the next couple of days here. We still are stuck underneath of this dome of high pressure that's spinning winds around that way. You can see it right in there, just sitting over the southeast and spinning all of that warm, moist air back into the U.S., and that is what is creating our significant heat that we are having right now. And that's where we have heat advisories and extreme heat warnings that go from Florida all the way up through the East Coast, through Ohio, through Illinois and Indiana, and then our Midwest brethren all the way up in the Dakotas, even back into Oklahoma. You guys are under some form of heat advisory today. Does that kind of look like a toilet to anyone else? It does. It looks like a toilet. Why did I draw a person? So that heat is absolutely going to stick around through the weekend. Going into Monday, you can see here's that ridge still hanging out over the United States, absolutely dominating. That's what we call a heat dome right in there. As we go into Monday, Tuesday, it's not until Wednesday that the pattern breaks with this big storm system up in Canada here, and that is what will bring cooler air filtering in from Canada later on next week. How far south is that going to go? You're just going to have to stick around in the forecast to find out. But for now, guys, for today, Saturday, and for tomorrow, Sunday, even into Monday, we are going to be stuck underneath of that ridge of high pressure, and we are going to have some risks for some strong storms today. This is Saturday. Tonight, maybe something in the Dakotas, our Dakota brethren. And also, wow, check this risk out. It is long, it is hard, and that risk is for Ohio, even into the mid-Atlantic, back into Indiana, Illinois. I think by the time you watch that, though, the storms will likely be ongoing for this risk. Now let's take a look at tomorrow, Sunday, July 27th. We've got a little bit of a further east risk in Minnesota and Wisconsin. That'll be with that trailing cold front, as we've got some shots of cold air trying to work their way into the United States. And so we do have a risk at a 2% risk for tornadoes on Sunday. Once again, not expecting widespread tornadoes by any means, but it is possible. We can't rule it out. Let's check out Monday. Monday, July 28th. Are you kidding me? Why did I just say, are you kidding me? This is nothing. We've got a 1 out of 5 risk, a marginal risk for severe storms to hit the northern plains and our Iowa brethren.
Make sure you smash the like button.
And smash that subscribe button too.
And leave a comment below! Yeah!
All right, so let's go day by day here. Let's start with tonight, Saturday night, and a couple of trouble spots. We likely could have some big-time storms rolling through the Ohio Valley and parts of the lower Midwest, and then also back here in the Dakotas as well, back into Nebraska. We also could have some severe storms roll through there later on this evening, continuing on into the overnight hours. Let's zoom in on this Chicago and our Midwest brethren here. That's where we could get a couple of spin-ups, maybe a tornado or two tonight, and then back up in the Dakotas as well. This is also overnight, going into 8, 9, 10 p.m. Look at these storms exploding into North Dakota. So those are the two trouble spots by far today. But what about tomorrow? Tomorrow, we're likely to see a continuation of the storms today just a little bit further to the east with both clusters. We've got one disturbance rolling through the United States here. We've got a secondary disturbance moving through the United States up to the north, and both of those will be focal points for some showers and storms tomorrow. This is around 1, 2, 3 p.m. Notice we've got this area in the mid-Atlantic and in the northeast, and then we've got this area up in Minnesota as well. Let's zoom in on area number 1, Pennsylvania, New York, even into Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, likely to have a stormy day tomorrow as this line of storms attached with that weak cold front slide their way off to the east. This is 5, 6, 7 p.m. Notice how this stuff just pops in the afternoon heat all the way back into Kentucky, southern Illinois, southern Ohio. Whoa, that's me. You guys are at risk for some storms tomorrow, and then back up in Minnesota. Wow, these actually storms could be pretty strong up here near Duluth. Our Duluth brethren could get hammered. And then going all the way up into Canada as well. Upper Peninsula of Michigan also could get in on that storm action as the sun sets on Sunday night. Even back into Minneapolis as the sun sets, I wouldn't be surprised to see some storms roll through overnight Sunday night. So those are our two trouble spots. Up here in the Dakotas, these storms are going to form here and slide their way off to the east. Then on Sunday, another complex is going to slide their way off to the south. And then in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana, we got complex number 2 that's going to strike today. That will slide off to the east. And then going into tomorrow, Sunday, we'll have another complex forms that'll attack the northeast on Sunday night. Did I just say attack? Can storms do that? All right, well, what about the tropics? And is something going to form? Are we expecting any tropical systems? And the answer right now is no. The National Hurricane Center has said no tropical activity is expected for the next 7 days. Now, the one thing I'm watching, guys, is the first week of August. See this right here, that tropical wave that just formed off the African coast and is pushing to the north and west. That is something I'm keeping a decently close eye on. Now, most of the models, most of the other models have not picked up on this just yet. This is the European ensemble here, and this does show a low forming just to the east of the Lesser Antilles and then meandering to the north and west. But I'm telling you guys, until the rest of the models pick up on this, do not be concerned by any means. But I'm going to be watching this very closely here. I'm going to be watching it like a hawk. If anything does change, I will be the first to tell you here on YouTube. Finally, for our temperatures, how long is the heat gonna last? Will it last forever? The answer is no. Wow, what a reveal. We do have a cool down on the way for our Midwest, Northeast, and Ohio Valley brethren, places from Minnesota through Ohio, through the East Coast. This is the first week of August here, July 31st, through August 4th, and we will have cooler temperatures that'll filter into the United States behind that low pressure system that we talked about. The couple of shots in that week, just know relief is on the way. And the Climate Prediction Center even has this cool down lasting into August 8th. Oh, I'm so bummed. I love the heat. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you today. Check it out. That is Afro Duck. Good duck. Good duck. And that is me. I was at the Ohio State Fair yesterday. Had a wonderful day. But that is it for the weather forecast. Hopefully all of you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Find someone, tell them you love them, tell them you care about them, do something nice for someone today. This is Stormcat 5, and I'll see you on the next one.